can render the Windows OS inoperational. Read more about this action. Many of the tools that will be covered in the Windows Fundamental series reside within the System 32 folder. What is the system variable for Windows folder? What is the system variable? The directory 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. It's no windier per sentence. Oh, that's good. User accounts, profile, and user account profiles and permissions. User accounts can be one of two types on a typical local Windows system: administrator and standard user. The user account type will determine what actions the user can perform on that specific Windows system. An administrator can make changes to the system, add users, delete users, modify groups, modify settings on the system. You are currently logged in as administrator. There are several ways to determine which user account exists on the system. One way is to click the start menu and type other user. A shortcut to system settings other user should appear. If you click on it, a settings window should now appear. See below. Since you are the administrator, you see an option to add someone else to this PC. Note, a standard user will not see this option. Click on the local user account. More options should appear. Change account type and remove. Click on the change account type, the value in the drop down box or the highlighted value. If you click the drop down is the current account type. When a user account is created, a profile is created for the user. The location for each user profile folder will fall under C/user. For example, the user profile folder for the user account max will be C user max. Okay. The creation of the user's profile is done upon initial login. When a new user account logs into a local system for the first time, they will see several messages on the login screen. One of the messages, user profiles service, sits on the login screen for a while, which at work another way to access this information and then some is using local user and group management. Right side on the start menu and click run. Type lusrmgr.mscc below. lusrmgr.msc, then it will come. Okay, the run dialog box allows to open items quickly. Back to lusrmgr, you should see two folders, users and groups. If you click on groups, you see all the names of the local groups along with a brief description for each group. Each group has permissions set it to, and users are added to groups by the administrator. When a user is assigned to a group, the user inherits the permissions of that group. A user can be assigned to multiple groups. Note, if you click on add someone else to this PC from other users, it will open local users and management. What is the name of the other user account? I don't know. groups is the user member of remote desktop users. Its name desktop. Yeah, what built-in account is for the guest access to the computer. Samba guest. What is the account status? Account is disabled. Okay, that's good. User access control. The large majority of sysop home users are logged into their Windows system as local administrators. Remember from the previous task that any user with administrator as the account type can make changes to the system. A user does not need to run with high privilege on the system to run tasks that don't require such privileges, such as surfing the internet, working on a Word document, etc. Node UAC by default does not apply for the built-in local administrator account. How does UAC work? When a user with an account type of administrator logs into a system, the current session doesn't run with elevated permissions. When an operation requiring higher level privileges needs to execute, the user will be promoted to confirm if they permit the operation to run. Let's look at the program on the account you are currently logged into. The built-in administrator account, right side to view its properties. In the security tab, we can see the user groups and their permissions to these files. Notice that the standard user not listed. Log in as the standard user and try to install this program. To do this, you can remote desktop into the machine as the standard user account. Note you have the username and password for the standard user. It's visible in losermanager.msc. Before installing the program, notice the icon. Do you see the difference? When you were logged in as standard user, the shield icon is on the program's default icon. See below. The shield icon is an indicator that UAC will prompt to allow higher level privileges to install the program. Double click the program and you will see the UAC prompt. Notice that the built-in administrator account is already set as the username and prompts the account's password. See below. Okay. After some time, if a password is not entered, the UAC prompt disappears and the program does not install. This feature reduces the likelihood of malware successfully compromising your system. You can read more about UAC here. What does UAC mean? Where is the UAC? User account control. User account control settings and the control panel. On a Windows system, the primary locations to make changes are the settings menu and the control panel. For a long time, the control panel has been the go-to location to make system changes, such as adding a printer, uninstall a program, etc. The settings menu was introduced in Windows 8. The first Windows operating system catered to touch screen tablets and is still available in Windows 10. As a matter of fact, the settings menu is now the primary location a user goes to if they are looking to change the system